Plane enthusiasts can be seen near airports around the world, trying to get into the perfect position to see which aircraft are landing and taking off. But if you want to get up close with planes, there's nowhere quite like the Princess Juliana Airport on the island of San Martin in the Caribbean. With limited flat available land for a runway, this one was constructed next to the ocean, but amazingly, just at the end of the runway beyond the airport perimeter is a public beach, and it often fills up with visitors looking for their chance to get insanely close to approaching aircraft. It's become such a popular place to watch aircraft on their final approach that the bars and venues on the beach even have monitors showing the arrivals board of the airport so they know when the next jet will arrive. But with them flying lower than 100 feet above the sand, it can get rather dangerous. The jet winds stir up the sand and have been known to send people flying to the ground. And despite warnings to stay out of the flight path, there's always someone who tries to brave it. While it might seem safe and just a bit of fun, there's a serious risk here. Several people have died over the years after getting too close. Still, for the most unusual plane experience in the world, this beach is definitely the place to go. Number 3. Watch your head. Tom Richard is a stunt pilot who travels the world to put on displays for spectators, but his career was very nearly cut short in 2016 with a frightening near miss that took place on a Nevada airfield. He was taking part in the Gold Formula One event at the Reno National Championship air race. But just as he was about to take off, his engine started to sputter. He was forced to shut it down. He signaled to the race marshals that there was an issue, but the 3 planes behind him failed to receive the message. They continued along the runway, and the central one only just managed to veer out of the way in time. But its wing still collided with Richard's plane in a terrifying way, and the propeller cut 3 large chunks out of his right wing. Had the approaching plane been just a few inches in the other direction, this could have easily been a fatal incident. Luckily for all involved, that didn't prove to be the case. Richard was flying again in a matter of days, although the plane he had been in was a total write-off. Number 2. C-17 flying through a city. Every year, the city of Brisbane in Australia celebrates an event called River Fire, which sees a massive fireworks display and a series of other showcases throughout the day. In 2018, the Royal Australian Air Force performed a flyby with a Boeing C-17 plane, but what came next would frighten people across the city and was widely condemned as being unnecessarily stupid and dangerous. The large aircraft flew very close to the ground and towards the skyscrapers of the CBD. Witnesses were convinced it was about to strike into them, but a perfectly timed maneuver saw it fly above them just in time. There's no doubt that this was a brilliantly executed stunt that would have taken a great deal of planning to pull off. But had the pilot made one mistake, it would have undoubtedly been catastrophic. The RAAF insisted that it was perfectly safe, and that there were protocols in place in case one of the pilots became incapacitated. And the pilots had practiced multiple times in a flight simulator. Many residents remained unconvinced though, and it's unlikely the Air Force will be trying anything like this again anytime soon.